Russia has turned into a very conflicted region since it declared war against Ukraine. It was noticed that the nation had turned into an absolute massacre as it was bombarded with sanctions from nations left, right, and center.
Tomorrow will be war!
While Russia kept on shelling Ukraine, many other countries were ready with their ways of dropping economic bombs for the Russians bare. Hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and let us know about your views on the Russian-Ukrainian war in the comments section. The contentions by both sides are a lot unheard behind the loud missiles and machine guns. Let us silence these guns through these videos. As a blackout is on the verge, it is crucial for you as a crypto investor to keep in mind a certain level of risk involved in the crypto market. So, stay tuned till we come to that part in the video where we discuss the impact that this will have on the crypto market. Russia, one of the most extensive territories in the entire world, has now been named one of the most dangerous nations by all corners of the world. While this happened, many industries established within Russia have given up on performance. The reason is the withdrawal of functionality by a lot of major companies. Recently, Instagram announced that it would be stopping all of its services in Russia.
Drop it, team player!
Therefore, the sanctions imposed have been severe, and managing such a downturn will undoubtedly be challenging. While all of this happened, the conversation about the Great Reset has been on edge. In June of 2020, just 3 months into the pandemic, the leader of the World Economic Forum said that COVID-19 had provided an urgent need for the world to pursue a significant reset of capitalism. In other words, they said that it would be necessary for the world to work together, and swiftly too, to revamp all of the aspects that were impacted within societies and economies. This includes all sectors from social contracts to working conditions of many professions. Speaking of which, it became essential to find an alternative to doctors and other medical staff's hardships. It was right then that Klaus Schwab wrote about the importance of inclusion in all aspects of economies. He stated that every country from the United States of America all the way to China must seriously participate in every industry. This starts from oil and gas companies to tech industries. As expected, this comment was certainly not welcomed by the United States, as a
Civil War dudes!
lot of analysts questioned the intentions of this 83-year-old German economist in the activities of the United States of America. On the other hand, radio personality Glenn Beck started crusading against Schwab's vision for a new kind of capitalism, to which he states that this is more close to stakeholder capitalism. It was later in January that Glenn and co-author Justin Haskins published a book outlining their opposition to something that they called the movement that could finally snuff out the flame of liberty in America. A lot of people are of the opinion that the Great Reset, due to Russia, has not even started yet. Let us look now at the other side of things. Beck has been looked at as a conspiracy theorist in the past. He has also been called as one who plays on the people's fear for ratings. This was a 2020 headline on the website National Review, which said that the Great Reset, if it only were a conspiracy. As a matter of fact, Schwab and other proponents of the Great Reset are very outspoken about their goals. This includes swapping an economic system based on the shareholders for the one that provides for disparate stakeholders, an increased emphasis on environmental efforts and the society's responsibility, and an increase in global cooperation. Schwab also stated that, irrespective of the details that may have been provided, it was noted that the role of the state would increase, and, as this happens, it will materially affect the way any business is conducted. One other thing that needs to be kept in mind is the impact of the RUNET and the manner in which they affect the rest of the world. It wasn't long ago that the Russian government indicated a disconnection from the global internet. This is one step that will lead to stepping up the Great Reset. Speaking of RUNET, the root of this step was to make Russia cyber-sovereign and enhance security by eliminating all threats associated with the internet.
Wake the dead! Wake the dead!
This bill has been in consideration since 2018 and, therefore, has been on tough talks within the territory of Russia. The intention here was to seclude the internet within Russia in case of a security incident, as it is being noticed right now. As the internet gets isolated in Russia, it stays unaffected from anything that happens in other corners of the world, giving Russia significant leverage. Having said that, it is time we inform you of a few rumors that have been around the world for a while. It was noted that, by March 11, all servers and domains must be transferred to the Russian zone. In addition to this, it was also stated that a detailed set of data is being collected on the network infrastructure of the sites. The signatures in the said document that went viral were also not genuine. While we say that, keep in mind that this does not mean that the entire concept of RuNet was fake. RuNet continues to exist and continues to still serve the same purpose. Even though this news was declared fake, the question is whether such a date will come in the times ahead. The question we think must be about the certainty that there is on the occurrence of such an event. The objective of having RuNet was to serve the nation and provide Russia with the required cybersecurity. Control over the internet has been very important for the Russian government. In recent months, they have aimed to technically isolate the internet within Russia from the rest of the world. Shifting the Russian cyber interface will help them bring in many changes, as the system being used by them is totally different from the model being used by the Chinese government.
The government?
No.
While this happens, there are essentially 5 things that other countries need to keep in mind. The first one is the state's willingness to push internet isolation costs on the companies and citizens. Second, the Kremlin perceptions of information onslaught from the West lead to top-level attention on internet isolation. Thirdly, RuNet isolation could significantly increase the Kremlin perceptions of insulation from foreign cyber threats. As a result of this, a more assertive manner of cyber operation could be noticed abroad. Fourthly, it could also have an effect on the amount of support to non-state cyber proxies. To sum it up, the Kremlin pursuits may undermine the very cybersecurity of Russian cyberspace, which could reciprocate its effect and destabilize things. The draft law that has been called the Digital Economy National Program has been ensuring that the Russian internet service can continue to render its services even when the external powers are in an attempt to disable the same. This immunity is what has been aimed through the said bill. For a lot of the social workers and NGOs, this is another step towards censorship by the government. Even though they speak of security in the digital space, the bill consists of a lot of regulatory standards to establish the infrastructure of RuNet. Before we end this video, keep in mind that all these aspects we covered today could destabilize a lot of activities, not only within Russia, but on a global level. One way out of it is to invest in cryptocurrencies as hedge, as this will help ensure the safety of your investments. Of all the cryptocurrencies available, investing in a few like XMR, XHV, Bitcoin, and Ethereum may prove worth your time in case of a blackout. Make sure not to bet on one horse, but to spread your portfolio. One small detail you should not forget is to make sure you save your coins on a cold wallet. Only this way, you would have the flexibility to your coins and secured should a black swan event occur and some exchanges cannot get online. So, that was it about this video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel to make the most out of it. Let us know in the comments section about your views on the RuNet and the Great Reset being predicted by a lot of analysts. Until next time, keep learning.